On today's weekly recap, we're going to look at the Topps Collectors Appreciation Day. We're going to look back at the top 25 baseball cards to invest in for 2025 baseball, and then look at the trends from last month's grading report. But first, here's your intro. Yesterday I got a note from Topps announcing Topps Collectors Appreciation Day. It looks like it's going to be pretty exciting. We have yet to put together an article because I'm filming this on Thursday morning and it's fairly fresh news, but I just want to talk through the Topps Ripped article so you know what to expect. Next Saturday is the first ever Topps Collectors Appreciation Day, where collectors across the US will be able to unlock perks and experiences at a variety of experiences simply by flashing a trading card. So take your trading cards to Dick's, GameStop, this MLB New York City flagship, I'm not entirely sure what that is, I think it's a store, or the ballpark, Mets, Orioles, Reds. At the ballparks, you all get some kind of unique experience. At Dick's, you get a Winecraft pin, not entirely sure what that is, I thought that was like a Minecraft server. At GameStop, you get 50% off Fanatics card supplies, and you get PSA Rip and Submit with free sleeves and top loaders, which honestly is not that big of a deal. You're saving 25 cents per top loader. I mean, it's cool, but nothing crazy. Or you get a $20 gift card with the purchase of several different expensive TCG hobby boxes. So just note that at this MLB New York City exclusive hat pin for the first 150 fans who bring a Topps baseball card to the store. So if you're in New York City and you know what that is, be among the first 150 and you get a free hat pin. So immediate takeaways, I think it's a very cool idea. I think the rewards are fairly lame, but very cool idea nonetheless. Maybe next year they can have their exclusive, Fan Appreciation Day hats or Fan Appreciation Day sealed packs or that sort of thing. I don't know, but that's coming. Put that on your radar next Saturday. Now let's look at the September 2025 Sports Card Grading Report. I say this every time, but it's one of my favorite articles that we publish. It's just a very good look at the overall health of the hobby. So July was a big month. We saw a 10% increase in grading. That didn't last. There was a decline of 1% in August, but it's still indicative that there's quite a bit of health. And as you've probably seen us publish and other outlets publish, August once again set the record for most sales in a month, like total volume. So it's not like the hobby seems to be dying. Overall grading was down by literally 1%. This article is going to break down the types of cards that are graded and a change. So TCG did not change at all. Soccer's up 8%. It was the biggest gain. Hockey was down 13%. Basketball's up 3%. Football's down 5%, which is kind of weird since football season started and there was, that August hype. But it always is kind of coincides with the releases too. PSA graded the most. They still have a very wide lead. Last month they graded 3 times more stuff than CGC, SGC, and BGS together. We have a breakdown by the decades as well if you want to dive in and look at how much modern, how much vintage stuff is being graded. The vast majority of everything is going to be modern, but it only makes sense. There's more cards in the 2020s being minted every year, and the rest of the stuff is harder to find. If you want to see how strict of a grader they are, a good way to do it is this top gem rates by decade. The PSA is broken down into sports and TCG, so you can get a feel for which one grades easiest. Spoiler alert, it's always going to be TCG. Looks like about 60% of the cards are gemming there as opposed to 42% for sports. And then you have a breakdown by the most graded players and characters for August 2025. So Jaden Daniels once again has a wide margin on the lead for athletes, but he is still losing to Pikachu and Charizard and Umbreon, which I'm still not entirely sure what he is. Optic Football, which was a very, very hot release, especially at the Blaster and Mega Box level, was the most graded football product, while Pokemon Dry in Destined Rivals was the top TCG product with a ton of cards graded. Must be a good one. And there is a lot of other information in this article too. They put a ton of time and effort and research into this, so I would highly encourage you to check it out. Whether you're looking for just answering simple questions or just trying to read through it as a general industry health check, this is a great article to look at. Now, another great article to look at, always helpful, is anytime Mike drops some baseball knowledge on us. So I enjoyed this one quite a bit. He was looking at top 25 baseball cards to invest in for this year, And one of the ways that he broke it down was just identifying the different types of rookies that we've seen. So James Wood is who he gave the top performer, the sports card rookie of the year, so to speak, boom, to the actual rookie of the year candidates, Nick Kurtz, Jacob Wilson, Drake Baldwin, Cade Horton, broke those guys down separate. And then we have rookies, like I guess technically rookies from last year, Dylan Cruz and Roki Sasaki. They're rookies. I think they both got called up late last year, that this is their rookie season, but both have definitely struggled to find their footing. Roki got designated for assignment, as did Christian Campbell. And I think Kobe Mayo's down here too. So those four guys have potential. Now's probably a decent time to buy if you believe in what they're doing. And then we have perhaps the most exciting prospect we've seen in a long time, Roman Anthony, who has looked like a top 10 player at times when he's on the field, but unfortunately has that oblique injury, so he is going to be out for at least the rest of the regular season. Big bummer. Solid seasons worth a mention, Hyesung Kim and Matt Shaw. And for each of those guys, this article is going to break down particular cards to invest in. For example, for James Wood, it highlights some that we think that you should consider checking out if you believe in the athlete. And there are 25 of them total, so very cool article. Looking at some upcoming releases, we got Topps Tier 1. I'm not going to just read this to you. If it strikes your fancy, go check it out. This is a high-end product, but even at that high-end level, it's not quite as expensive. It looks like they're selling for about $250 to $300 is what we've seen. $275 is what this article says. Each box only contains 4 cards. You're going to get 2 autographs, 1 memorabilia card, and 1 base or parallel. Another one that I'm just going to brush on is Panini Origins Football. Very exciting product if you like the early season releases. This is going to be one of the first to have licensed autographs of the athletes in their NFL uniforms. Sometimes they have their actual uniform, like their jersey number. Sometimes they're all wearing 00 on Origins. So just check the imagery for your particular athlete that you're chasing before buying this. But note that all these guys, Jackson Dart, Ibuka, Ted McMillan, Jalen Milroe, all of these guys right here are not going to be signing for Panini this year. So if you're chasing autographs of them, you're going to have to wait till we get some top sets, some unlicensed top sets, which is a bummer. I think Cam Ward is going to be in that number 2, but he's not officially on the Fanatics exclusive website yet. I just looked yesterday. With Origins, it's a question of how do these boxes hold their value over time, and the short answer is, unless this class is like amazing, it's not anything to buy and hold sealed. This one's releasing at $440, $450, and the only box over the last few years that has significantly increased beyond that number is the 2020 class with Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, all those guys, Justin Jefferson. That's a very deep class, and that box has autographs of all of them. There's not the whole Fanatics has these guys signed exclusively, so just bear that in mind. We also wrote about the top 15 best NFL rookies to invest in for the 2025 season. Officially, I published this before the season started, so I'm just going to flip through here now and react to my own takes. Cam Ward, I still stick by it. I think he's the least hyped up number 1 overall pick, and I know he finished last in fantasy football quarterback rankings the very first week, but I didn't think he looked out of his league. He had a lot of receivers trying to do their best to not help him at all either. A lot of drops out there. So I didn't think he looked bad. And just as the first overall quarterback pick, he's going to have ample opportunity. Quarterback cards are always worth the most. Excited about him. Ashton Genty, the very first week had ample opportunity, but he was second worst in the NFL in time to contact, so he was getting touched almost immediately in the backfield. It's going to make it a very long season for him if that trend continues and the offensive line's horrible. Jackson Dart actually looks kind of swaggy. Like, I think he could be kind of good. In the preseason, he was flashing, and they're already calling for Russell Wilson to be retired for Jackson Dart. Tyler Shuck, we need to move down. I will edit this here in the next 24 hours. They traded up to pick him in the second round, and he couldn't beat out Spencer Rattler in a quarterback competition. So bad luck for the front office when they're already acknowledging that mistake. RJ Harvey is super efficient. He was kind of fun. Mecca Buka was amazing. He needs to be moved up higher. Tyler Warren looked very exciting from the get-go, but tight end cards are never really worth a whole lot. And then Quishon Judkins finally has signed an NFL contract, so he probably deserves to be bumped up a little bit. But after everything floating around him, I'm not sure. I don't want to get too ahead of my skis there. And then, lastly, 2024 Topps Chrome Boxing. This is coming out. This is a set that a lot of people are talking about. It's the first Topps Chrome Boxing set. Boxing cards are historical and have always held it's a niche spot in the hobby, but a special place within that niche market. So I think these Topps Chrome cards could have some very big cards. The Floyd Mayweather, the Jake Paul, all these big name Mike Tyson autographs. A lot of these legendary boxers are included in this set in addition to the modern guys. So if you're interested, these are going to have similar construction to most of the Topps Chrome products. You're going to get 12 packs of 8 cards, 95 cards in the set, so it's a little bit smaller set than we're used to, and 2 Topps Chrome autographs in each $90 box. Looks like they are actually, they have sold out at $90 and they're now reselling for $350. Whoops. Tough break if you missed out on one of those. Apparently that was the ultimate flip. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you learned something. I have some videos coming out next week. On Monday, I am going to space, so be sure to hit the subscribe button and come back then for that one. I'll see you next time.